I knew that we had reached the tipping point when Tim Cook at an Apple launch talked about Marquez and his YouTube page and MKBHD. Like, I've never seen Apple look for favor from anyone. They've never gone like, the Wall Street Journal loves this phone. But they went, MKBHD called it a, and I was like, damn. So, like, how do you feel about that? Like, yes, niche everything, but then also at the same time, you're becoming, I don't want to say mainstream, but a different type of mainstream. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Two main things come to mind. One, the first thing you were talking about, the audience of one. I'm sure you've heard this, like, this filter before, but like, if you fast forward enough in this nichification, like every single person's "did you see that last night" is different. It's a whole bunch of things with one view. Like nobody has seen the same stuff. And that's an interesting dystopian future, but that's a whole nother thing. But the other thing you said is that politics and sports bring people together. I feel like I would expand that to just current events, like things that actually happen in real life. So yes, there is fiction, and you might watch that series, you might watch that Netflix thing, you might, invest in a storyline here or there. But in the real world, things are actually happening. And so that is the thing that sort of brings together humans. That's the defining human experience. The current events of what's actually happening. It's sports sometimes, it's news sometimes it's a tech event, and everybody wants to know about the thing that just got unveiled. Lucky for me, I'm one of the people who is involved with showing you what just happened. So I happen to be one of those faces that a lot of people see instead of just one.
Do you think that's part of the reason that you haven't had to resort to crazier and crazier methods of getting views? Because this is something that I've noticed, not just for big YouTubers, but I've also noticed for, like, let's say kids jumping on YouTube now. We've noticed a shift from passively consuming to joining in and creating, to not trying to outdo people. So now it's like, it's not enough that you threw a pie at your dad by mistake. Now your whole life has to be like pies everywhere in the house, and now we're the pie family, and you know what I mean? And then it culminates, I remember when I was on the Daily Show, I spoke to, I always forget which brother, Paul or Jake or... I always forget, it was Logan or Jake.
One of them, it's the one that punches and
they
the one
both
that
punch.
doesn't. Do they both punch?
That's why it got confusing for me.
All right.
But anyway, he was talking about the video, and he was really, I loved how he broke it down, but he was saying like, this thing became a monster that was pushing me and I couldn't stop it. And he said, I had to do a crazier and crazier and crazier thing until I even didn't realize why I was doing it. But it's all about the views. Do you think you've been immunized from that? Like why haven't you had more fireworks in your videos? Why aren't you driving tanks over phones? What, is that because you don't have to, or is it because you don't want to?